Let's begin by talking about ways that you can get GeoGebra to run on your computer. What you do to begin is simply go out to your Google, that's what I do, and search for GeoGebra. The first hit will be a link to the geogebra.org website. If you click on this, you'll notice that on the main screen of geogebra.org, you'll see a download button. If you click on this, there are actually three ways on here to access GeoGebra. The first I'd like to talk about is Applet Start. By clicking on this button, you actually access the GeoGebra software from the GeoGebra server. Nothing is installed on your computer. The software runs in the web browser. And this actually provides you with a fully functional software. Notice I can construct geometrical objects, can drag points around. Essentially everything that you could do on the fully functional downloaded software you can do on the Applet Start. This is handy in situations where you might have students in a lab but they don't have access to install software, or you're using a borrowed computer where administrative access is required to install programs. All this requires is someone using a web browser with Java enabled. Second option is something called WebStart. What WebStart does is it downloads a version of GeoGebra that always updates itself. So by clicking on WebStart, you're going to download this Java file, GNLP file. I'm going to save this one to my desktop. When you launch it, right here, for all intensive purposes, it will appear similar to the software you'd run from your own hard drive. The difference is that it's actually checking online to see if you have the latest version or not. That's why it's called WebStart. And it's also a fully functional version of the software. All the things that we could do online, we can do with this software here. Our third option is to download an offline installer. And to access these offline installers, you click here. And you download the installer that corresponds to the operating system of your computer. Since I'm using a MacBook Pro, I'll click on the Mac OS X link. And this prompts you to download an installer to your computer. I'm going to save mine on the desktop. Once this is downloaded, you can double click on it to install the software on your computer. So right here, here's the installer, and very quickly you'll notice the application is unzipped, and you just double click to start it. And for all purposes, it appears just like the WebStart software. Fully functional, just as before. That's basically it. That's how you access the software. So really your first assignment is to access the software. I encourage you to download either the WebStart version or the offline installer version of GeoGebra 4. We'll be assuming that you have access to that throughout the remainder of the modules.